Good morning, everyone. Today is January 16th, 2021, and I read Genesis chapter 16. As you guys can see right now, I am filming in daylight, and for the past week, I've been waking up really early so I can get ready for school, do my Bible reading, my QT, and film for this. And I think that's how it's gonna go for weekdays now, at least. So please excuse that. And I think lighting today looks a lot better. Hopefully it does. And without further ado, let's dive right in. In today's passage, I took out a message that is very simple yet very strong. So number one is don't look down on others or think you're better than an individual. And two is don't seek revenge, but rather forgive. I want to read us verses 4, 5, and a little bit of verse 6, and I think these verses basically summarize today's whole entire chapter. I'll start off with verse 4. And he went into Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, she looked with contempt to her mistress. 5. And Sarai said to Abram, "May the wrong done to me be on you. I gave my servant to your embrace, and when she saw that she had conceived, she looked on me with contempt." The last part of verse 6, then Sarai dealt harshly with her, and she fled from her. So we know that Sarai cannot bear children, and so she tells Abram to go into her Egyptian servant Hagar so that they can have children. And in today's time, that's low-key kind of weird and messed up, but that's what Sarai chose to do back then. So when Hagar did conceive, our verses today tell us that she looked towards Sarai with contempt. And this word in the dictionary literally translates to worthless. And so I looked back at myself and asked, do I do this sometimes? Do I tend to look down on others just because I have something that they don't? And shamefully, yes, I do. I do this sometimes, and it's really not good. I'm not proud of this whatsoever, but when someone that I know doesn't read the Bible, instead of encouraging them and telling them how enjoyable this thing is and holding their hand and letting them stand back up, I tend to sometimes say, well, I read the Bible to myself, or even speak with authority and say, hey, you go read the Bible. There are times that I compare myself to others, and if I did something good, raise myself up instead of reaching my hand out and letting them come back up. Now focusing more on Sarai, she was looked down upon by her servant, and of course this gets her angry. She basically curses her, and verse 6 tells us that she treated Hagar so harshly that Hagar runs away. Looking at how Sarai treated her servant Hagar, the key word that I took away from their actions is revenge. I have sought after and both been hurt by revenge, and yes, I'm the first one to say that it can give you momentarily satisfaction. It can satisfy you in the sense that you feel like you've gave that person what they deserved, and what they did to you, you give back to them. But is that really something us Christians should do? Our whole belief, our whole message is built upon the word forgiveness. Jesus forgave us, so we should be forgiving others. And if we don't live by that, then what's the whole point? Let's practice reaching a hand out to those who are struggling near us, and reaching a hand out of prayer and physical help, and also practice forgiveness rather than revenge. Well, that is it for today's journey. Thank you so much for joining. You can watch yesterday's video up there, which I shared how you can reveal your faith through your actions, attitudes, and words. And I hope to see you tomorrow with Genesis chapter 17. Bye!